I'm Charlie the Butcher, and I'm here at the NRA show in Chicago with Alto-Shaam, my favorite people. And we're going to show you how to do Charlie the Butcher's famous beef on wet. Today we're going to start with a USDA choice top round. Now you see this is a big piece of meat, and we're going to get it ready to go into the Alto-Shaam cook and hold oven. So me, being a butcher, is going to spend a few minutes trimming and tying this and getting it ready for the Alto-Shaam cook and hold oven. What we got, of course, you see here is a piece of meat. It's not ready for the oven. It's got a lot of external fat. In my restaurants, I like to turn all that external fat and cartilage off of the piece of meat because we don't want any of the customer to get any of that. And it's very, very hard to do this process after the piece of meat is hot. So anything going into the oven, we like to have, we call it carving ready or slicing ready. And in that process, we have to remove all this cartilage. Notice I'm putting some strings on this piece of meat. Some of it is to keep it a uniform size all the way throughout. It's not critical. But in my carving operations, it's very important that my carvers stay parallel to these string lines, so as they carve, they go across the grain of the piece of meat, not with the grain of the piece of meat. So after we roast them, we take the strings off, and it still leaves a mark that will show which way to carve the piece of the meat. What do we put on top of the top rounds before we put them in the oven? It's whatever you like. Salt and pepper is completely fine with me. Today, at the NRA show in Chicago, we're going to use a little Montreal steak seasoning. And not lightly, it's pretty salty, so that'll kind of sit on the top and give it some color and kind of infuse it. From here, it's over to the oven, and I'm going to show you how to load the cook and hold oven. Here is an Alto-Shaam 1200TH3. It's an electronic model that takes all the guesswork out of operating this oven. I'm going to power the oven on, and we have a preset key for top round. I'm going to press the A preset. Now what that did is started the preset cycle of the cook and hold oven, which tells me I'm going to cook at 250 degrees. I'm going to use a probe setting of 100 degrees and a hold setting of 140 degrees. We're going to load the oven. I'm going to place the probe, and then we're going to start the cycle. Here is about an 18-pound top round. We've already trimmed it and seasoned it. I have the probe from the combi oven. I'm going to place the probe at an angle into the center of the piece of meat, probably leaving about an inch of the probe exposed. We're going to close the door. We have half vents on the door. That's important. We'll have a little bit of air circulation in there. We're going to make sure the door is tightly closed, and we're going to press the start button. Well, we're back, and this is one of the most critical points in this step. We put this piece of meat in our Alto-Shaam cook and hold oven yesterday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As you see, I have a different shirt on. It is the next day. We finished this morning. It cooked for 2 hours and 27 minutes at 250 degrees. It finished at an internal temperature of 132 degrees. We're going to bring this out, and I'm going to take it over to the carving board, and I'm going to show you how to make a roast beef on wet. We're back, and here we go. It's going to be a beef on wet, as invented in Buffalo, New York. Here it comes. Watch the degree of doneness of this piece of meat. It's been in an oven for over 18 hours. Naturally tenderizing and aging a piece of meat overnight in an oven that would take me 18 hours or 3 weeks to do in a butcher shop meat pool. Thin sliced beef, dollop of fresh horseradish, top of the roll dipped in an au jus. And that's a beef on wet from Buffalo, New York. That's good. I'm Charlie the Butcher, and we're here in Chicago. And I believe in Alto-Shaam. You should too.